Good afternoon, all you beautiful beings of light, and I'm so happy to be here. I am delivering part two of our bite-sized chunks intuition mini-series, helping you to understand what intuition looks like, and it comes in its various different forms. And today we are talking about feeling, how it feels, also known as clairsentience or clear feeling is what that actually means. And when we are talking about feeling, of course, it's the neck down, isn't it? Again, this is what I've talked about many times before. It's learning to understand those sensations you're getting from the neck down, because usually it's a feeling in the body. And you know that when something feels off, well, you say it feels off, and there's no rational explanation for it, just doesn't feel right. And this is where we call it the gut instinct. It doesn't feel right. And you know, we have no rational thought as to why that might be the case, but you know it's not right. You feel it. You can feel it in your body. And I'd really challenge you to look back at times when you've had that feeling and you've gone ahead and done something and maybe it didn't work out for you. And conversely, you know, if something feels good, you know, something comes up and you think, yeah, that feels good. There's no reason why this particularly feels good, but I feel good about doing this. And maybe you haven't done it and it hasn't worked out, or you have done it and things have really worked out well for you. So really pay attention to those feelings that are going on in the body. And you know, as I say, if it starts with it feels or I feel, then it's clairsentience, and this is one form of intuition. Now, I kind of take this to a whole other level, because I actually use how my body feels to decide if, say, vitamins are good for me. And I know this is a little bit weird with some people, but I use crystals as well. And what I actually do, I can actually demonstrate it for you here. Now, I'd need to be standing up for this, so I can't, you know, fully, but I hold it to my chest the same as I would with a pot of vitamins, thinking, do I need this? Is this right for my body? And if you just kind of relax into it and you hold it and you just close your eyes, you'll find you'll get this subconscious draw either to it or away from it. You'll either move towards or move away. And I actually did this recently with my husband's car. We were buying a new car for him, and it's secondhand, so you never really know what the history is with a car. And I just stood in front of it and I just closed my eyes. I could feel myself being drawn towards it. And I said, yep, this car's fine. And you know, it's been a brilliant runner. We are so happy with it. It's quite an old car. So, you know, we weren't expecting great things, but we are so over the moon with it. And it's a really simple little trick. And to access it, you just have to have this complete trust in what is going on inside your body, because we have intelligence at cellular level inside our bodies. And, you know, those cells, that DNA has evolved. You know, we keep the original memory, cell memory, from way back through our ancestry, and we have this inner wisdom inside of us at cellular level. And I know some people, again, is this, if it's new to you, this is going to sound a little bit out there, but it's absolutely true when you think of how all those cells in our body, you know, have been created over an evolutionary process, that they do have an intelligence. Your gut has an intelligence. That's why we call it the gut instinct. You have this gut level intelligence. And it's and if you read about it now, about gut intelligence, if you Google it, you'll see it's linked with how we think. We've also got a heart-led intelligence as well. And if you're feeling it in your heart or your gut, then this is an incredibly base level intuition. We all have access to it. And I really do encourage you to think of when yours has spoken to you. And anytime you get a reaction from here down for anything, ask yourself, what is this telling me? Why am I feeling this way? Hi Ganka, you've used it as well. Is that the sort of it's the kinesiology is the thought. I mean, I don't know if you've heard of kinesiology, but it's if you are your body can actually identify whether you're telling the truth or a lie, basically, and your body is always strong in truth. And you know, it has its own truth, obviously. So usually it's done with two people, and you hold an arm out and they get you to obviously, what's your name? So you give your name, and they can't push down on your arm. Now they'd say, now give me a false name. So you give them the wrong name, and your arm goes weak. They put the same amount of pressure and you can't hold it up. This is because your body holds truth within it, right down to the cellular level. So it's fascinating stuff. But obviously you need two people around to do that particular method. So this one is a really handy one that you can just hug something and say, is this right for me? Or you know, like I did with the car, just stood in front of it and say, is this car right for us? And if it's an affirmative, you'll find yourself being pulled towards it, or you'll find yourself tipping back if it's not right for you. That's kind of fascinating, isn't it? I'll let that one sink in. So yeah, you know, really think about this. What are the feelings going on in your body? And ask the question, what is this telling me? And just see if anything comes up for you. If you don't get anything come up, that's fine. If you feel bad about something, take that gut reaction and stick to your guns with it. Whatever it is that you're maybe looking at an opportunity and you think, oh, it doesn't feel right. I don't know what it is, just doesn't feel right. Then go with your gut instinct. Conversely, if you think, oh, wow, yeah, this feels good, go with it. And yeah, I really challenge you to try this one, not necessarily the crystals, but if you want, you know, if you're looking for some vitamins or, you know, anything that you're thinking of perhaps going into or buying. Another thing I've done, going to the opportunity thing, if you're not quite trusting your intuition, write it on a piece of paper and hold that, whatever it is, and see how your body, if you're leaning into it or you're leaning away from it, and trust that intuition instead. So this was my second bite-sized episode of intuition, of understanding one form of intuition. This is feeling intuition. This is your clairsentience. So I hope you got a lot out of that. And thank you so much for joining me, Ganka. It's always lovely to have company on these lives. And I will see you tomorrow. And tomorrow we will be discussing another one. And you'll have to find out what it is then. Thanks for the heart, Ganka. Bye-bye. Oh, end. There we go.